which honestly I think is probably a disservice, right? Because you have to go through a lot of things. You have to figure out what well is, all the way up to top shelf.
And what's your palate too.
And what your palate is, because just because something is X.
Or supposed to be good doesn't mean it's good to you.
Exactly.
Right.
Welcome to What the Fuck Podcast, the podcast where these guys aren't real and nothing matters. I'm your host, Eric Parkinson. Welcome to my nightmare.
Welcome to WTF Whiskey Tobacco Fellowship. And none of this was rehearsed. This was wonderful. Today we are going to be having a broad strokes episode.
Someone have a stroke.
That was a great television show back in the 80s. No, that was Different Strokes. Sorry, go ahead.
Different Strokes.
Yeah.
Somebody's had a stroke, apparently.
Smell almonds.
Oh, gosh. We're going to be talking about whiskey, tobacco, and fellowship. Can you imagine that?
I can imagine.
All right. So the first thing we're going to be talking about is the libation involved. We have a golf-themed one. Tell us briefly what we're talking about.
Well, our drink so far today will be, some people call it the Hard Palmer, the Dirty Arnold, but I like to call it the John Daly.
See.
Nice.
And then our cigar is the voluptuous Insidious cigar.
Asylum. Insidious Asylum, Connecticut. Sweet-tipped.
Sweet-tipped.
That's right. The beautiful thing about this is the sweet tip, and we'll go into more detail about what that means as far as sweet tips. And then as far as the main topic of conversation, what are we talking about?
We are talking about the Masters. It's probably the biggest golf tournament of the year, every year. Basically, if you want to be the top golfer in the world, or view yourself as top golfer in the world, you want to win that Masters. You want to win that green jacket, win that money. It comes with a lot of prestige, it comes with a lot of respect in the game. And it's very, very hard to do. And only a few people have even won it twice in a row. But that's coming up in about a week or so, and it's a Master tournament.
It'll probably be over by the time you watch this.
Probably.
And we've specifically chosen this cigar because it's so easy to approach. And as you can tell by our luxurious introduction host, Eric is here to join us today. What's up, brother?
Nothing. Great to be seen.
Yeah.
Glad to hang out with you guys. To be fair, when you invited me to come hang out, I thought you said this was a goth podcast. So I have nothing to add.
Well, then you ruined that too because you're not wearing anything black.
Oh, you should have seen what he looked like when he first came in.
Just my soul.
He
Just
looked like a
my
representative
soul.
for Evanescence. Josh is like, I'm not sure what you're talking about.
If you don't know what Evanescence is, you are aging yourself.
Yeah. Well, he's also prepping at Prepperson of Preppenshire. So.
I'm also just 1 year younger than you, but okay.
Do you know who Evanescence is?
No.
Anyways.
Sounds familiar.
Wow.
I
I know.
Cultured swine.
Okay. So Josh, who has done a spectacular job preparing this right before the show. I'm telling you, he was cutting oranges and limes and shit and mixing it all together.
They're lemons, but
Lemons.
continue.
What did I say?
oranges.
Limes.
Oh,
I may have been drinking before this.
The two things are in there. Lime is not one of them.
Lime is not one of them.
Not even close.
You had two citruses to choose from.
Yeah.
You had one job.
And there's not that many citruses.
No.
So tell us a little bit more about this wonderful drink that you made for us.
Well, a John Daly is essentially an Arnold Palmer, that which is just lemonade and sweet tea. Some people do half and half, but Mr. Arnold Palmer himself says that he likes his 2/3 sweet tea and 1/3
Hey, that's
lemonade.
more sweet tea.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, like a little sweet, not too tart when you're on the dog.
But a John Daly or a Dirty Arnold, whatever you want to call it.
I like the John Daly.
You add some vodka in there, and then
Cheers.
makes
Cheers
for
to
a
that.
good time. So whenever you're bowling, you're
Trying to get the
Cheers, boys.
orange.
whenever you're golfing
giant
bad,
orange.
you pour a little vodka in your Arnold Palmer, makes your round go better.
Yeah.
For some of us are just trash at golf and can never get any better.
Well, we're joined today by a golf master, Eric. So,
Hi.
Semi-pro.
Yes.
semi-pro, yeah.
By the way, the vodka I put in here was the Old Dominic's vodka that we got from our little bit.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
So
Yeah. That's good. That's good vodka. It's definitely a small batch, small brand as far as vodka goes. But
Yeah.
I think the vodka is really good.
All
It's
right.
hard to find the differences in vodka at a certain degree, but there is subtle differences you'll find in high quality vodka versus bottom of the shelf, low tier vodka.
Yeah.
It's usually the night after, or the day after you find out.
I always throw it in drinks. I never know. I never taste the difference.
There is a difference.
Well, the
Not
thing
really.
we're going to be smoking today is this beautiful Insidious Asylum. And this one was specifically chosen not just because of what it is. It is because it has been tried and true and tested by all three of us, mostly Josh here, because it's a sweet tip for one thing. It's easy to approach. The price point is MSRP is roughly $9.
Great price.
And it works great for definitely a starting cigar on the golf course. Now, the beautiful thing about this is it's wrapped in Ecuadorian Connecticut, and then it's a Honduran binder with a Honduran long filler. Okay? So what that produces is a very lightweight smoke that's going to keep you interested for as long as you are interested, is the way I like to say it. Because the drunker you get, the less you care.
Oh yeah, and especially on the golf course, you're not trying to get like a $75 cigar out there.
Yeah.
Unless you're just bougie like that and you have a lot of money to blow.
Right.
A lot of times you're trying to go for those.
What are you
You're trying
smoking
to
on the golf
blow.
course?
Bougie.
$15 and under is typically not well thumb.
What do you think?
Look, I think, full disclosure, I played golf once in my life.
It shows.
So why do we invite you again?
It's for the receding hairline.
So, like, what do they play? I mean, like, what cigars have you seen on the golf course with all the people?
So, Jaime Garcia, the Connecticut Shade, right?
Right.
You want something light, mild, not something that's going to be aggressive to take your concentration off of the game.
Right.
And
That's a very good point.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I also view it as this, is like if you're playing around a golf and you're trying to focus on your golf game, if this cigar happens to go out or starts to die, you're not like heartbroken that it went out. Like you're not going to be heartbroken at it if an $8 cigar went bad and you had to throw away and get another cigar.
Or like that cigar, just happens to make a tumble out of your golf cart.
Yeah, because it
smashes a
happens.
billion
Things
pieces.
happen.
Yeah,
It
no.
falls out of your hand. You leave it on the green where you're hitting the tee. Because sometimes I'll walk up to the tee box with a cigar, and I'll sit down to hit my tee shot, and then I'll forget that I set it down, and then it's gone forever.
You forgot the other mulligan tee shot, then left.
We're not talking about the shots on my golf course, Josh.
Okay, just wanted to
But if you want to say anything, I know about you yesterday having about 6 strokes in one
this
hole.
is good. Yeah. All right.
And you're the better golfer than I am, so
True,
you
true,
have.
true.
It's more shitty on you because I'm a shitty golfer and I know it. You're a better golfer and you had a shitty day.
Yeah, well, I am a little rusty. I got to bring out, this is only the second round of the year, so it's been a rough couple of rounds.
What were you going to say, Eric?
I'm enjoying this.
I am too.
Continue.
Now, me and Josh had a round of golf yesterday, trying to get prepared for just kind of
This
have a
episode.
good golf game. Yeah, and really just to get back out there for the Masters because we had the itch for golf and all this golf stuff going around. So we wanted to play a round of golf yesterday. It was great weather.
Finally.
It was a good round and bad round. It was some time.
I blame it on that guy that hit us, by the way.
Yeah, there was a guy that was following us behind us all day yesterday.
My round was going great. I mean, I was,
And
2 or
they
3
were-
pars. I was fantastic. And all of a sudden, since he hit us in our golf cart,
Like, physically hit you?
The golf ball, we were sitting there, we were first kind of in the way, waiting for the new DT post to open up because it was very packed yesterday. So it's bumper to bumper almost. So we're waiting for the tee box to open up, and where we're waiting for that tee box to open up is right behind the last hole we were on. And I said, they're teeing off right now. Maybe we should just back up a little bit farther back just in case. You just never know. So we backed up. We had kind of protection of some trees that are right there. All of a sudden, you're bang, and it hit the golf cart. I was like, what the fuck is that? And we looked back, and as the guys behind us teeing off, they didn't say 4. They didn't shout out or anything like that. And they drove by us after that happened. And they didn't say sorry whatsoever. They said, what's up? Basically.
I was like, okay.
It's like, you're
Well-
not even going to apologize for almost fucking hitting me with a golf ball?
So, frazzled already.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Same
Fair
hole, So that was in the tee box. Same hole in the fairway. Somebody hits a tree, bounces off, shoots in my direction. Granted, not by the time it got to me, it would have never hurt me. But again, I hear a crack, look over, ball's coming my way. Then I go to my ball, which is on the other side of the fairway. And then the guy teeing off in my direction, the other direction now, he yells 4 in the my middle of my swing as I'm hitting the ball, and I just all it is I tuck, baby. I'm like, I'm not getting face first with the golf ball.
And it was all day, and the lack of etiquette of basically
the guys behind us.
Yes, basically saying 4, hey, watch out, we're hitting is ridiculous. And I highly recommend if you ever go play golf, there happens to be someone ahead of you. My rule of thumb is basically, I like to have them finish out the hole so the hole is free for us to hit in. But if it's, say they're 400 yards away, you're free to hit. You're not going to hit 400 yards.
Don't be embarrassed to say 4.
Okay, so challenge out there is if those guys who did that to them finally see this show, please message me. We'll have you on the podcast to have a little group discussion about this event.
It's just unwritten rules.
And etiquette.
I mean, there's certain things you do on a golf course.
We'll buy your cigars and your whiskey.
Oh, I thought you were going to shake him down. I thought we were going to beat him up or something. That's
I know, one of those guys is pretty big. I don't know.
Yeah.
No. You give them free booze and free cigars.
I know, but even...
They're willing.
He is more fit than I was. I'm more round.
Okay.
You give them free booze and free cigars, they're willing to sit down and have a conversation about etiquette.
Right.
Especially if we get them drunk enough and you have to beat their ass. It's a lot easier.
That's to be fair.
So, this drink pairs really well with the sweet tip. Now, the thing about the sweet tip is obviously it's not going to last the entire cigar, but it's a wonderful starter. It's something I coined, I don't know when, a long time ago, the decoy cigar.
Yeah.
I coined it a long time ago. It's like you have somebody who doesn't like cigars or smokes them once a year.
Sure.
You don't give them $15 cigars.
No, you don't.
There's a debate between a person I know with his last name that starts... Anyway, I'm not going to say that because he'll figure out who it is. But he said, no, you should give them expensive cigars because then they will never get the best taste out of it. And I'm like, no, I don't think so.
It's whoever's deserving of cigars.
Right.
Honestly. If you have the money to blow on somebody, you just give them $15 cigars, $20 cigars, so be it. That's not the vast majority of people. If you're playing around golf or anything like that, give them a $10 or less cigar.
Right. It basically is just like the same thing with whiskey. I'm not going to give somebody who's not a whiskey
snob
enthusiast. I was going to say enthusiast. So we're all snobs?
We are. No.
We are.
Well,
That's fair.
Cigars and
enthusiasts.
whiskey, we are
But I wouldn't give somebody just I wouldn't give Robert a $200 bottle.
Robert's a friend of ours, and you'll see.
He'll be on the podcast at some point if I never get him.
At some point.
Again, he wouldn't notice the difference.
Oh yeah.
But you're talking about
now if we're sitting in a different setting, like we're sitting in here, and we can kind of go through a array of different cigars.
Oh, that's a different matter.
That's a whole different
scenario.
The focus is different.
Right. The focus is different. But again, you can always, like we did before, you can go good, better, and best.
Yeah.
If you start with two schools of thought. If you start with the best, you prime their palate immediately, then they're always going to search, and it's going to short circuit their journey, which honestly I think is probably a disservice, right? Because you have to go through a lot of things. You have to figure out what well is, all the way up to top shelf.
And what's your palate too?
And what your palate is, because just because something is X
or supposed to be good doesn't mean it's good to you.
Exactly.
Right. And I think this Insidious Connecticut is a perfect starting point. I get a lot of people who smoke, dare I say, flavored cigars like Acid. Don't get me started on that.
Well, Acid's not a flavored cigar; it's an infused cigar.
It's still shit.
Does it fucking matter?
It does.
It
Actually.
does. It does.
To you?
It does matter to
Not to me, because I'm
But-
not buying it anyway.
To me, they're grouped in a very, very similar category.
I have a lot of fruit in my cup right now.
You do have a lot of fruit in your cup.
I gave you the most fruit, by the way,
Fucking
just
fruit.
because you're the fruity guy.
So,
Thank you.
this is a great starter cigar. Like anybody who's like, I'd like to try a real cigar. I point them towards this one first before anything else because I know that an Acid or if they do any other flavored or infused cigars, this is a great step backwards because by the time you get about halfway on this thing, the flavor, the sweet tip's gone.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you're getting normal. They've gotten that good kind of a dopamine hit of a sweetness.
But I love a sweet tip though. If I had to have any kind of flavored into a cigar, a sweet tip is the way to go.
And I'll do some honorable mentions at the end of some other sweet tips that I highly recommend.
And there's other cigars too. You don't have to go with this as a golfing cigar or a sports outing type of cigar.
It's just the one we chose
It's just
because
one we
it's like
chose.
trial and error.
Yeah.
Mostly Josh has trial and error,
Yeah.
and he has come up with, this is it. This is the golf cigar you start the day with.
Yeah, for me, it's what I would always say for everybody that's usually I'm golfing with, that they're not probably as, into cigars as we are. But they love like either that flavored cigar that you're talking about. So I'm like, hey, let's guide you in a direction to a sweet tipped. Sometimes I'll go with a coffee. If you're super early in the morning, you missed your coffee, might as well get a coffee cigar like a Java. But like for me, it's something that peps up my my taste buds up in the morning. It's a little bit of sweetness. So I feel like that first cigar when you're doing your teeing off, that little bit of sweetness helps, kicks everything all into gear. Gets it's not too light, not too challenging. And if you're having a bad round,
Not too
you
hard.
can ramp
Not
that
too
cigar
soft.
up. But no, I
Totally
usually stay with the king. I usually have like a 3-tier cigar. Usually I do about 2 or 3 cigars in a round. I do this right here in the beginning, a light, just real mellow. Nothing crazy in my palate.
That's what I smoke. Like he's smoking the Jamie Garcia.
Yeah.
It's what I smoke a lot of golf rounds with. Is that one right there?
And then I will bump it up to like a natural, and then I will actually have probably 2 cigars in, for that 3rd to 4th one, where it's either going to be another natural, or if the round's going a little rough, just wrap this up to Maduro.
dark.
Give me something.
Fuck the world. Type
Yeah,
of
I got some whiskey in the bag too, so we know we're going to party if
whiskey, beer. We have it all in the cart.
Sometimes I skip cigar 2 and go straight to them, the dark obscuro and whiskey.
Well, that's the thing is like the 2 novice golfers here are Eric and I. And my big thing I enjoyed about golf was not necessarily playing golf. It was smoking and getting drunk while doing it. That was probably the big thing.
Well,
and if you agree with me, please leave a comment down below.
Yeah, well, it's a social outing.
Yeah.
Not just golf. You're there with your buddies. You're there to have a good time. You might have some shitty shots. You might have some good shots. But at the end of the day, you're hanging out with your buddies
Scramble.
and just having fun. Smoking cigars, talking about life and everything else.
I couldn't imagine like going to the golf course with us 4 and it being like, oh no, this isn't a scramble. This is you're playing your ball. I'm like, well, we're going to be in the hole.
We'd be there for like 6 hours if we're doing that because I'd have 8 shots a hole minimum. Now there's every once in a while I had some good shots yesterday. I was proud of, but
We'll hit up
that's
the
it.
driving range.
There's like 2 holes out of like 18.
Top golf.
Top. Ooh, we should do some top golf. That'd be fun.
Top golf and better at top golf at him at regular golf.
I'm pretty good at it too myself. I love the short chip challenge, whatever it's called. I don't really remember.
Yeah. But we're here kind of talk about the Masters tournament. Basically, all your major top pros in regular PGA and Live Golf will play in this tournament. It's a 3-day?
4 days.
4-day tournament
It's only 4 days.
in April. I know. I can't.
It's only 4
I have
days. Jeez.
disc golf in my head mixed with regular golf because it's both going on at the same time.
They're the same thing, by the way. Just so you know,
Oh,
disc
yeah.
golf. and
Yeah.
Oh
golf,
yeah. So it's the
same
same thing. Yeah.
Same thing.
I'm trying to piss off people at this point.
It's basically the same thing.
Basically the same thing.
So what is your guys' experience with the Masters? I know you guys are typical like super high end golf fanatics. So, but what's your guys' experiences with the Masters?
This old fat guy who does weird shots and drinks beer. That's about all. And then a wrecked SUV from Tiger Woods. That's what I know.
Oh yeah.
That wasn't the Masters, but
Wasn't
yeah,
Masters, but yeah.
He was in the Masters.
he was in the
been
Masters.
every
So you
year.
know Tiger Woods at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a professional.
Chichi Rodriguez, Payne Stewart. I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, you-
I don't know.
Yeah.
They
that's
are
going back now.
novices for sure. It's played every year in Augusta, Georgia. Private, as all private golf courses could ever
it
be.
is the most obscure. I mean,
Not even
obscure,
Tiger
like-
Woods. I think has a membership to Augusta. Does he? I don't think he does.
Oh, he has to have one.
I don't think he did for the longest
Well,
time.
basically, it is the most secretive place to get into. You have to be the top of the top
And
1%. I mean, it is unbelievable on like trying to get yourself into that country club. And on top of that, it's kind of I mean, it's just kind of really just for 'cause you can't even play it a lot of times of the year. I think.
No.
So
But it's a beautiful
I was
golf
invited
course.
once.
You were.
No.
Amount of time and effort and care they put into the grass work and the flowers and everything around the facility is immaculate. You'll talk to any professional golfer and they'll say it's probably the nicest course they'll play every year.
Good greens.
Great greens.
Great
greens.
Great.
The green is huge.
Itch.
So you guys know about the green jacket at least, right?
Of course.
Okay. You got no.
I don't know the story behind it, so.
But
Well-
tell us about it when we come back.
I will.
Okay?
Yeah.
We'll leave it hanging.
little dick
There you
tease.
go. little dick tease. Yeah, just a little bit. So, we wanted to hear a little bit more about the green jackets. Do you know about them?
I've seen them.
I've seen them.
Right.
I know nothing about them. Educate us, Sir Josh of Golfenshire.
Well, what
Happy
I
Gilmore
what I
has
was going
one,
to say
right?
was a cool little.
Happy Gilmore does have one.
No, I didn't. Go ahead.
Josh is like, you interrupted me for
Sorry.
I
that.
try to remember the movie. I spent so long. I need to rewatch that.
They're making a second one.
Oh, I know that. It's already out, wasn't it?
No.
Not yet.
Anyway, green jacket.
By the way, that's I don't know. I wish that the Happy Gilmore 2 would be. I hope it's good.
It's supposed to be good. They got a lot of professional golfers that play in the movie too. Yeah, like Scotty Scheffler and all those the bigger guys.
Sorry, Squirtle.
Bryson.
Anyways, but the green jackets themselves, the tradition about them though is, which for me is mind-boggling. You win the Masters, you get the green jacket. You only get to keep it for 1 year.
1 year.
Really? You don't
Yeah.
get to keep it?
No, it's
Wow.
it's for 1 year. You can wear it to anything you want to wear it to. So typically, most people wear it to all the outings they can possibly go to. You
Certainly.
know, you gotta in basket. You only got 1 year in it.
Yeah, it's
And
just a
then-
green sports jacket.
Yeah.
$1 million
Well, I mean, it's not
of
just a
photography.
It's not just a green sports jacket, but from the outside looking in, it's just a green jacket.
Yeah, but
Sports jacket.
I bet you spend a lot of money on photographers so you can have bunches of those photos and put them up in your house.
Devin would only just the green jacket. That's it.
No.
Just
Yes.
the green
Just
jacket.
jacket.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, hey, I didn't say that. I'm
Hey,
probably splitting.
OnlyFans. Yeah, check it out.
But yeah, afterwards they have to submit it back to the Masters, and they'll hang it up in their locker room where it stays there for eternity, basically. It's crazy.
It seems like a waste, but when you talk about those kind of people with that kind of money, yeah, that seems
Yeah,
about
and,
right.
and you get your photo on the wall inside the clubhouse. You get all these other things that
You
memorize.
also get to play. So once you win it, you are always
Invited to go play.
to play again, no matter how bad of a golfer you are or
If you win.
how old you. Yes,
So, like, if you get in second place, you won't necessarily always get invited back.
you
Only
won't.
the winner.
You will not.
Only
Yeah.
if you win.
Okay.
I mean,
So,
there-
like
there are
for
things you
instance,
can do.
like Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer, they'll play there every year.
They usually hit the first tee box and hit an
Yeah.
opening shot as you will.
Yeah.
Okay.
Check.
Like the opening pitch of a baseball game.
You're not talking the actor, or are you talking the actor?
Jack.
No,
Nick-
not
Not Nicholson,
No.
Nicholas.
Oh, okay.
the greatest golf from the ever. Some people say.
I'll take your word for it.
Some people say.
So
It's like Tiger Woods and Jack Nicklaus is like the LeBron and Michael Jordan. It's
It is the debate.
It's
It's,
the
it's
debate.
basically the era in which they played in. So you're debating on what era was more difficult.
well, the thing is, Tiger needs one more major to actually surpass Jack as far as the major wins.
Dude, so in
So
saying
who has
that,
the most green jackets?
I was going to ask that question. you knew where I was going. Does anybody know who has the most?
Tiger Woods, I think, has
Happy Gilmore.
two.
Closest answer so
Shooter
far.
McGavin.
Shooter
Shooter
McGavin.
McGavin. Oh wow.
It's actually Jack. He has the most 6. Tiger Woods has 5.
Okay.
Oh,
Wow.
that's right.
Yep. So he's off
Do
by
you think
1.
he'll?
No.
No.
Tiger Woods is. I would love for him to win, but it's too long
There's
of
a
a
lot
gap.
of people that would love for him
He
to win
just
again.
tore his ACL. I mean, no, his Achilles the other day.
With
so he's-
the knee issues, the back issues, and constant injury, and the age he is right now, it's hard for him to compete at the same level with people like Bryson DeChambeau.
he has like
Scottie Scheffler.
he has the Devin legs too now. So I mean, it is.
They don't know.
What does that mean? I'm sitting beside you. I don't know what that
That's
means.
the
I don't
old
like
fans
this.
to know.
His Anakin Feet's OnlyFans.
I hate you.
But anyways, another crazy little fact though about I didn't even know about this until I was looking up some stuff. Was so the amateurs sleep in the crow's nest at the golf course. At the clubhouse.
What is that?
So like the crow's nest is like the little attic above the clubhouse.
Yeah.
Huh.
And
Like you said, a nice fancy house.
So
yeah.
they're these little. So any of the amateurs that get invited to play there, so they're not professionals. They don't have a PGA card or anything. They get invited to come play. They have to sleep in the crow's nest.
Have to.
Yeah.
I believe it's a have to.
Yeah.
I mean,
Rite
again,
of passage
kind of-
rite of passage
got it.
kind of
Okay.
thing. It's
Isn't
kind
it
of
like just like two amateurs they get invited?
I think it's more than that. There's definitely
This is starting to
more.
sound like a
I would
cult.
think it's more than that.
Sort of.
I can't remember, but there's only a handful of
Golf
amateurs.
was a little bit
Speci-
sketchy back in the day, I would say for sure.
100%.
But we are not
It used to
going
be
to go
called the
down that.
masturbators.
I could debate a subject with you if you want to.
I'm good. I'm good.
But
Go
another
on.
crazy rule that you guys probably didn't know.
What's that?
No phones. You cannot bring a phone on premise.
Like if you're going to go watch the tournament, you cannot bring your phone.
Huh.
So, like, even spectators.
Yes, spectators.
How do they monitor that?
They,
won't let you in.
yeah, it's a
You
full
have to unload all of your pockets, your pocketbook, your purses.
Correct.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So, what's the rationale behind that?
Well, a lot of people, a lot of sports golfers stuff like that. When you got the flash from the camera, so that's probably one element of it. But two, I think it's probably the best way of keeping everybody in the moment and not
Sure.
on their phone.
And
Everything.
a third aspect of that is you don't want any noise. If you're sitting there hitting a tee shot, you don't want a ringtone going off from your backswing and messing up your shot.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of going with the flash of the camera. But yeah, the ring and the noise. Yeah,
I was thinking those TikTok videos where the girls are dancing. It's the popular song. Ba-ba-ba-da!
Yeah.
But like, so they even added. They even
I'm looking at titties. Leave me alone.
Gosh.
God.
I clarified, so it was clarified, I think this year actually, they said, no pagers, no any kind of communication devices, like nothing.
Wow.
Well,
No, I like that. I respect that.
Well, it's similar
Yeah.
to comedians. Comedians do the same thing where there's no phone policies when you go to a comedy show.
Yeah.
They want you to be there.
Well, so many people live through their devices and not actually participate in real life.
Yeah.
I respect that. I
I'm the
respect
kind of
that.
person at the point now, like on that same note, is you see all these people pull out their phones and they're recording. I don't record anymore. Like when it comes to that kind of like big events or something, I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I want to experience it right here, not holding it up, making sure this camera's right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably because I spend a lot of time behind a camera anyway, and I'm just like, no, I want to remember it here. I want it to be here.
Yeah.
I get that. I respect that.
Yeah.
Who
Now,
are you again?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
the last bit of little factoid I got for you is that every winter, the next year, that they have a Masters dinner on Tuesday. Where all Masters winners will come and have a dinner before the whole tournament. And so the previous Masters winner gets to select the dinner menu. So my question to you guys is that what dinner menu would you guys put out there for everybody to eat? Now, would you be the person to be like, I want the best options that I personally love, or make somebody suffer through a really bad meal?
No, I'd have to go straight Ron Swanson.
The turf and turf.
It would be the turf and turf. It'd have to be the best cut steak. It'd have to be bourbon,
You go
a
with like-
cigar.
What is it? The dollar ramen from Walmart. Just have nothing but ramen there.
Like Tiger Woods once had, his was burgers and milkshakes when he was younger.
Okay. Well, that
which is
tracks,
legal.
right?
That's right. It's like getting like a handmade wood fire pizza, handmade there for your thing. It's like pizza, hamburger. You can't go wrong with
Somebody
any of
goes,
those.
kimchi. I want all of them to be uncomfortable the next day.
So it kind of kimchi, but you're
Cruciferous
going in
vegetables.
Japanese though. It was Matsuyama. Yeah, Matsuyama. When he won, it was like a Japanese themed dinner. It was A5 Wagyu was brought in, stuff like that. So
Oh yeah, I probably had to go away.
I would probably-
They're all multi-millionaires, so
well, yeah, they can afford anything. It's
Anything.
basically it's the Masters. They make $1 bajillion.
What do you think you'd do, Eric?
I would probably go heavy on protein,
Yeah.
right? Like I dig the A5 Wagyu. Nothing wrong with little carbs though,
oh yeah.
right? Little Alfredo maybe, but
Au gratin potatoes.
no. I've had enough potatoes.
Just some
But
frog wa.
Ubushi.
nothing wrong with foie
I
gras.
mean, I'm with you. I mean, I love it. But
Yeah.
Shit. Well,
Come on
some
now.
sushi or some like tomahawk steaks,
Hell, we could do
homemade
Tartare?
mac and cheese. Fuck it. Add to the list.
Yeah.
I'm probably going no-code dinner almost. You know, which is a dinner that it's a restaurant that we've been to before. They have like they had A5 Wagyu there. They had like a tomahawk steaks. They had Asian and flavored like sushi, or you can go fried rice. I'd probably go somewhere in that realm of like curating a dinner.
It'd be
on
a
that.
mixture of like steak and Japanese food. It's a mixture for me. It's my personal likes.
Deep South Indian wins one time, and it gets weird.
Gosh, I can imagine everybody. Like, I'm going to pass on dinner. I think tonight.
It's like
I'm
the
gonna-
spices, like the spiciest curry, so everybody's taking a hot shit before they go to play the next day.
My grandmother made this curry just for the masters.
Well, luckily it's Tuesday, not on Wednesday. So they got a day. They got a day to recoup from that dinner.
Right.
I think.
Brought to you by Pepto Bismol.
Imodium.
I want to say it was. Who is that? I don't know why his name is just did disappear from my brain, but it's the left-handy from
Phil Mickelson?
No, from Alabama, I think. Isn't it from Alabama? Usually wears pink.
I can't think of his name.
I don't know why I'm a brain, but anyways, he chose the same dinner twice, I believe.
Same dinner twice.
Yeah, so he won it twice, and I think he ended up picking the same menu twice. He's
Why
like,
would you be basic like that?
he's like, run it back. I'm like, that's what I'm saying. Like, pretty basic, but okay. I guess it's just
Like if I went
he
twice,
likes what he
it's
likes.
something different. I'll probably like the first time we win, it's gonna be like a really super nice dinner. Second time we win, it's gonna be the shittiest thing you find. It's gonna be like Captain D's chicken nuggets, like something
That have been
you
sitting
never
out
get.
for a day.
Yes,
Ooh.
Ooh,
month-old
Man.
Chick-fil-A.
That's right.
stinky tofu.
Chick-fil-A.
Ooh.
So,
Dashboard car nuggets.
dashboard car nuggets.
That sounds like an early 2000s pop song.
Dashboard Friday.
Parkinson Nuggets. Brought to you by.
Again,
Were the
these,
nuggets just shaking at all times?
these guys aren't real. Yeah.
But bringing it back to the cigar, I mean, I tell you what, like this cigar, the ash holds up really nicely. It's tight. The flavor is still, really good. Very, very mild. I love the little sweets. It's basically kind of gone away now, but every time I have a nice sip of this John Daly, kind of brings that sweetness back anyways.
Yeah. These two are combined very well together. But I think it's the sweet on sweet kind of thing. And I agree with you. The Connecticut of this is just fantastic. It's got a good. It's not bound too tight. It's not bound too loose. It's honestly perfect as far as a $9 stick goes.
Do you think these sticks are easy to find or hard to find, or?
Right now, they're relatively hard to find because they're selling out like crazy. But when they're in high stock, you can find them everywhere. I know that sounds counterproductive, but normally they're in high stock. But PCA will probably have already happened. You heard us talk about that on previous episodes. By the time you're viewing this, most stores will probably have them because they did a big order at that time. So they'll probably have a bunch of these. Right now, they're kind of hard to get.
So if you wanted to get into the Masters, you know how much you have to pay? I looked the other day just to look up to see how much it would be to get in. It is unbelievable.
$120,000. No. What do you think?
I wasn't going to go that much.
Yeah, it's not that much.
I was going to
It's
say.
not?
I was going to say $15,000 a ticket.
Yeah, you're
Oh, you're talking about. I thought you meant like it's in vinyl.
You can't play your way. You can't pay your way in.
Yeah, sadly you can't. No, it's
All the golfers
So
are-
if
You're
you're
talking about a ticket to go.
So
Yes.
for a 2-day ticket, I looked the other day. It was like $5,000.
Okay.
It's not like the worst thing in the world, but they're right there with Super Bowl tickets. I mean, they're pretty high. I mean, they're
Well, it's the biggest.
it's
golf
Super Bowl
tournament.
event of golf.
Yes.
So it is pretty up there.
Do you guys feel like it's worth that? Because I know I'm not a golf person. To me, I look at that and go, somebody gave me free tickets, I might go, but I would never pay that price.
I'd pay.
I paid $2,500. I paid half.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
I'm in the same boat.
Okay.
Because
I'm in the same boat.
it's a vacation destination event. So you're going to Augusta. You're staying in Augusta. You have a week of it, and you top it off with
So
the
that's
golf tournament.
That's 2 days worth it. So I mean, like you can probably get in for a day ticket maybe for that much.
But it's
I'd
not
want to
a
go
lifetime
more
thing.
than 1 day.
Like it's
Okay.
not something to say you're going to do this every year. This is one of these
Yeah,
things.
this
like,
is one lifetime.
It's like planning a trip to Japan. You'll do that once every maybe
You think
5 to
so?
10 years. Yeah, it's something.
Unless you were
plan
rich,
for.
then you'd probably go every year.
If I was rich,
My
I'd go to
father-in-law,
everywhere.
sadly, knows nothing about golf at all, and he's a private pilot. So the guys that he used to fly down there, they just give him one of the extra tickets. So he used to go walk around the grounds. And I'm like, you lucky.
He doesn't even
son of-"
care.
He has no care at all for it.
Which
Hey,
is
and-
heartbreaking.
heartbreaking.
Because you want to be on that 18th hole last day and see who finishes out and wins that thing. It'd be electric.
Yeah, but if you
Woogie.
But by the way, those are secondary prices. If you actually happen just to get in, it's actually pretty cheap. So you have to get in the lottery system to get in and try to So once you get in the lottery system and you're to pick the winner, it's actually not unreasonable for the tickets.
What is it?
I think it's like $500 or less than that
So you're talking secondary market for a ticket?
Yes.
You can't.
You gotta win the lottery.
You have to win the lottery to be.
It's like a scratch-off ticket.
Dude, I want to win the lottery now.
Don't we
Holy
all?
crap!
Yeah,
I've been trying for years.
yeah.
I wouldn't. You know what?
I've been trying since I was like 18.
If I won, I probably
wow.
would never tell you guys because you would
I'll jump you and take your
you'd
ticket.
kill me, and I would just sell it. $5,000. Yeah, that's a
Don't
good
sell
markup.
it. Don't sell it.
I'd probably sell every once in a while, just so
If I won it multiple times, yes.
No, I think if you win it the first one time, you have dibs on on those tickets forever until you pass away.
So it's like season tickets to a football game.
Correct.
Interesting.
Whoa! Do they vet these people? Who they select?
It's lottery, so you just got to put in your information and
Well, I mean,
where you live.
you put your information in. Do they go and look at each person they've put in for the information and go, maybe not him. Maybe not
No,
him.
they're not supposed
That's
to.
not fair.
It's
his criteria is
not
that.
supposed to. Give them
It's theirs. They're the master. They're the masters, darling.
Yeah,
But
so,
you won it fair and square. Who you to judge? Me.
Because I'm a master.
A master of what? This dick?
Ayo!
So
This is getting weird.
if you spend a lot of money to get in, at least you save money on the food though there.
Why is that?
Because they have never raised their prices. I think they probably did a little bit recently, just a smidge. But I believe they never raised the prices ever since inception of the Masters.
Really?
So, for instance, a egg salad sandwich is $1.50. Pimento cheese sandwich is $1.50. Barbecue sandwich is $3. Masters Club $3.
Costco hot dog pricing structure. It's never going to change.
Yeah.
That's wonderful
Or
because you would
whatever you
expect to be
choose.
like, I just bought a sandwich for $40.
Did you just judge me?
Yeah.
No.
So
They're both quality.
I'm gonna pass these to the list because they have probably never seen the list. But I want to know what Garth. What is your master's lunch there? Like, what would you get? Is it a spread? Is
Look
it?
at that.
What are you getting?
It'd have to be an egg salad sandwich, 100% all day.
These prices
There's
are
some kind of like
phenomenal.
a Caesar wrap. If you give me a nice Caesar wrap, I'm on that all day long.
Domestic and import beer are both $6.
Wow.
You can't go to any event and get a beer for $6.
Yeah, no.
I remember going to, oh gosh, what was that? I think it was a racing event, and it was $10 minimum for any beer, minimum.
So for me,
Oh,
I'm
dude.
getting an egg salad sandwich with you. I'm an egg salad guy.
so good.
I'm getting an egg salad, and
That's
then
a
just
bit
for
much.
tradition, I'm gonna get the pimento cheese.
I'm just not a big pimento cheese person.
I've heard.
Look at that one.
Pimento cheese sandwich, 100%. 100%.
Georgia
100%?
peach
Yeah.
ice cream sandwich.
That's what I'm
$3.
getting. I'm
There you
getting
go.
that. I'm 100% getting that.
100% all day.
Now I've heard
Nope.
a
You're
little bit of
both
people. I'm gonna do the barbecue.
What'd you say, man?
I'm gonna get the barbecue pork sandwich maybe, and then put the pimento cheese sandwich in the barbecue.
I don't know about that.
I've heard people do that, and then they'll mix also with the pimento cheese and the egg salad together. They'll eat it together.
I could see that.
I'm basic though. I can get any sandwich and eat it. Just about. Look at me.
He's
I'm
under the-
obviously not picky.
He's under the,
Nope.
the self-deprecation version of comedy. Starts with him, then you can't go any lower.
Yeah. You can make fun of me all you want to. As I've already said to myself in the mirror every morning, so it's okay.
So, we want to go over. Lastly, we want to kind of do some mentions of other golf tournaments that are notable because I know there's one like the Waste Management. Is
Yeah,
that
in
what-
Phoenix, Arizona.
I've
Waste
watched clips of
Management.
that one and it's
Yeah.
hilarious. So tell us about that one.
It's grown in popularity over the years. It's basically
It's a drunk
it's
fest.
like a frat party on
Yeah.
steroids for a golf tournament.
16th hole, baby.
Yeah, it's
Right.
it's a madhouse and
Yeah.
it's electric and it's
Fourth
it's like you have all the prestige of the Masters and everybody's nice and proper and the Waste Management's like all your dirty
Daytona spring break.
Yeah, it's like Talladega on a Sunday. It's like
Yeah, go look up clips from that. It's hilarious.
I love.
you have golfers taking off their shirts, celebrating.
How much do you think? tickets
Whenever
are
you have
for
like,
that?
whenever a crazy good shot, like a hole in one, people throwing their beers
Oh,
on,
you just
on
like
the
a
green.
shower of beer just being tossed on the green.
I believe there were oranges tossed one year on the 16th hole. at the Waste Management Open. So
I can imagine like a full-fledged orange just getting dunked
Tuck your
into
head.
I'm almost I'm almost positive I remember that. But
I don't
yeah.
doubt it. I don't doubt it.
How much do you
love
think
it.
a ticket is?
It's reasonable.
Those are more
It's
reasonable.
more reasonable. So basically, it's gotten crazier though the last few years because of like
The tickets will be in the dump.
popularity.
You have to go search for
because
them.
with most golf tournaments, everybody usually gets the general admission, which means you can go anywhere on the course. It's first come, first served, most seats. And so on those grandstands in the general admissions area, it's all again first come, first served. So you usually especially on Saturday, it is a mad house. To the point last year, it was so crazy that the people trying to scan tickets ended up just not being able to do it.
Yeah.
Because the crowds was just getting so rowdy that people weren't even scanning tickets anymore. They were just going straight through to get
Wow.
to get into the general admission.
Yeah.
That's why they had a big old just madhouse, and they had to cancel a lot of like the
It was
drinks.
kind of a dumpster fire, wasn't it?
Oh,
Good thing they have
oh,
Waste
just so
Management
hilarious.
there.
But it was
trashy jokes.
I feel so bad for anybody who was there because I think it was like 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock. They stopped serving drinks.
What?
Yeah, because everybody was so hammered at a certain point.
Yeah.
Because what was happening was
Yeah, hammered so
is that no
quick.
one was checking out basically their tickets anymore. So people were getting into like the VIP areas where they were getting when they have those
Open
free drinks,
bar
open
stuff.
bar stuff. They were just getting plastered. So
Yeah.
the alcohol to blood ratio there was outrageously high. And
This sounds like a good time.
Oh yeah, we definitely need to go. It's definitely
It's
gotten
pretty fun.
It's gotten super popular over the
You
years.
been?
I've been, yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
what?
shit.
You're not a golf. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Oh,
in
I
another
forgot.
life.
It's whoever he works for. He gets free tickets. Am I wrong?
It was another lifetime in another industry, but yes.
Oh,
We had a
gotta be
tent, yeah.
someone else.
Penthouse.
Yeah, we had a
not
That
about-
is so. You two know him, Steve. That is his bucket list item, and so I've been meaning to try to get that done.
Yeah, he definitely needs to go as a
That would be fun.
Yeah.
And it's gotten more popular over the years, the Waste Management. But the other massive tours is like or majors is like the U.S. Open, European Open, PGA Championship. Those are your other big staples.
Gotcha.
throughout the
I was
year.
just about to ask. But the Masters is worldwide as the best, right? As the top of the top.
It is the most. It's the most
prestigious.
prestigious, but also just like it's the one everybody looks forward to the most.
And most people know about the green jacket without ever watching the Masters. They know it has
Yeah,
to do with
it's
it.
like if I ask my wife, hey, what golf event are you looking for the most? It's the one of those two you just said. It's either the Waste Management, which is hilarious, that's that one, or the Masters. She doesn't know anything about the PGA, the Open, or the U.S. Open. She has no idea what those are.
Another fun event is the Ryder Cup, though. It happens
Oh
every 2
my,
years.
yes.
It's basically U.S. versus Europe in a team-style matchup, and
It gets crazy rowdy.
Insanely
Talking about
rowdy.
but in a good way though, like in a patriotic way. So everybody's very patriotic from their own countries, and then they're all just cheering on. But United States actually surprisingly hasn't been on the right side of that tournament lately. So they need it.
They lost the President's Cup, but the Ryder Cup they've been all right for the past few years. European doesn't win as often, but European does have some very good, talented golfers.
Fact check that right now.
Do some of those go to the Masters as well?
Oh, if you're playing the Ryder Cup, you usually get invited to be on the team for the Ryder Cup. Captain chooses the players, or at least a few of them anyway. Some are kind of automatically bidded in.
Well, I mean, do they have European players in the Masters?
Oh, European players are typically playing in the PGA already.
Right.
But when it comes to Ryder Cup, it's like the Olympics.
Okay.
Like you're going back to your home country and you're playing for a European team.
Gotcha.
Like Rory McIlroy, one of the top golfers in the world, he is Scottish.
I was just about to say,
Europe.
is he Scottish?
He is
No.
Scottish.
You want to see something funny, by the way? Look up Robin Williams' sketch about golf. It's hilarious.
He's not
Yes.
English.
Absolutely hilarious.
Who?
This
Rory
stick, this
McIlroy?
little stick, and a
He's
ball
Irish.
into the
He's
golfer
Irish.
hole.
He's Irish. Oh, fuck it, whatever. He's from Europe.
He's from Europe.
One of the weird speaking motherfuckers.
So for those of you still paying attention, cigars, honorable mentions at the end as well for sweet tips is the Baccarat, which is a really good, a nice alternative. I believe that's a Davidoff cigar. It's very cheap. I can't remember the exact price range, but I think it's about $10 if I'm not mistaken. It's a nice one. I really like it for the vibe that it gives off because it has playing cards in the front. It's got a really nice kind of vibe to it. A little yellow band, very similar. It almost feels like somebody's kind of copying somebody else in that aspect. There's nothing wrong with that. I get it. 100% understand.
How often do you think that happens in the cigar world? People copying other people.
We are both right, by the way.
I think they follow trends.
Good.
I think they follow trends.
Yeah, was it
and if something is hitting, like if you have a green wrapper, typically you're leaning towards Candela because it's a green wrap kind of thing. So I think they all kind of, it makes sense. It's more from what I've seen in the cigar industry. Eric, you can correct me if I'm wrong.
I will.
You will. You tend to have either people who want to stand out, so they do something different. For the most part, it makes logical sense why something is the way it is.
Yeah.
They're not going to purposely go out of their way. I'm trying to think of some things. I can't think of an example off my top of my head, but they went way out of their way to be unique, and you're like, what is this again? I think one thing I can remember, I can't remember the name of the whiskey, but it had green wrapper on it. We were talking about this one time, and it wasn't a rye. And you and I both went, is that a rye? And you went, no. It's like, it's got green marks on it. It looks like a rye, but it wasn't a rye. And I'm like, green marks on a wrapper typically indicate rye.
Yes.
Yes.
The color green is synonymous with a rye. Doesn't necessarily mean it has to be a rye, but your mind, if you've been through a lot of whiskey, you see that green anywhere on that bottle, you're thinking, that's got to be a rye.
Right.
100%.
What kind of marketing strategy was that, by the way?
I don't know.
Rye
green
is
is
green?
grassy, earthiness. Mr. Rye.
I can see that.
Maybe.
I can see that.
Subliminal.
You think of rye, you think of like a dusty, yellow
Most
color.
people don't know what rye looks like when it's growing anywhere.
Okay.
Let's be honest.
That's interesting. That's a whole other interesting subject. But
Yeah.
but by the way, Roy McIlroy was he can claim either Great Britain or Ireland.
Okay.
I've always seen his little flag is the Great Britain one, like represented next to his name.
Question for you, Eric.
Yes,
If you
sir.
had to choose 5 cigars that someone would come in here and ask you, hey, give me 5 recommendations of cigars I could take on a golf trip with me, what would be your 5 that you would recommend? Or it could be less than 5, it doesn't have to be exactly 5.
See, my first question, sorry to interrupt you, is
Go ahead.
are these 5 for me?
No, it's for the guy coming in. Just
And
No,
he's playing golf. He wants 5
yes,
cigars.
he's playing golf and wants 5 cigars.
Okay.
So, I think my first recommendation would be probably 4 Churchills, right? Something to last the entire game.
Well, I would say, just to throw it out there time wise, round of golf is 4 hours. So
For normal players.
for normal people,
For us,
four
it's like
four to
8
5 hours.
Yeah.
So 4 Churchills,
day.
you can't go through 4 Churchills in a single round. So I always have 4 of the 5-inch, Toro, something like that, or that kind of length.
That's what she said.
Now,
Oh,
if
goodness.
you're getting him cigars, are you going, all right, you're going to get all the same cigars for that whole golf day, or you can get like 2 or 3 different cigars for that trip?
Oh, absolutely different.
Okay.
Right. Because again, I think
Yes.
I think a Connecticut shade, again, like early in the morning, depending on your tea time, I think you want something that's not aggressive. I think you want something that's going to engage your palate without taking your mind off of what you're about to do for the next 4 to 8 hours.
Suck royal. Got it.
But I would probably, based on some pretty simple questions, I would do milder to fuller bodied. I don't think I would do all of the same.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't do all brand X. I wouldn't do all brand Y. I would probably look for the best milder cigars, the best medium, and then 1 or 2 that are fuller bodied that after dinner time or after drinks or whatever. But again, like tolerances and preferences,
Yeah.
right, are different. When you're done playing golf, maybe instead of a fuller bodied cigar, you want something mild that you don't have to think about.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that because, like, when you're done golfing, and I can picture back when I used to play golf with Josh here, you're sitting up at the
Clubhouse.
The clubhouse. Thank you. That's not what I was about to call it. Thank you.
What were you going to call it?
The whorehouse?
God.
I don't know. My brain hadn't come up with it, but
Okay.
it wasn't that.
Okay.
I remember sitting up there eating on like almost like tapas, kind of like finger foods and stuff at the end.
Yep.
And like a Maduro or an Oscuro would have kicked
This is a
my-
guy who's never played, by with the normal foursome or like that. He's always played the company.
I've
events.
only played scrambles.
Which are very super nice golf courses, too.
Right. Exactly. That's very true. But like all I wanted to do was at the end of the day, I'm ready to go home. I'm tired.
Decompress.
Decompress. I'm not smoking a Maduro or an Oscuro.
No.
Not doing
No.
it. Now I may have done that on the course, but I'm not doing that when I'm just sitting back going, I'm ready to go home.
Sure.
I'm tired of being here.
I
Yeah.
can read all day long. But by the way, just so to make anybody envious who's watching, who's a big golfer, he's golfed Farm Links twice.
Yes.
So
What?
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know what that means.
Farm Links is probably
It was all right.
one of the
It's
one of
probably-
the top courses in the state of Alabama.
If not the one, yeah. It's usually a
Oh.
super golf destination.
So be
Yes.
jealous, and if you would like to give me a giant FU in the comments, you are welcome.
Basically around $200 a round.
It's more than that. But
Right
yeah.
now. You get around 200.
And I won.
He won
Won
nothing.
nothing. He's been on my team every time because we both like to smoke cigars,
Yeah.
and so we have won nothing because he's been on my team.
Oh,
Except for
shots
that one
fired.
time when I did
Hang
that
on.
one really good hit.
Yeah, he actually
Josh
did get.
just threw the gauntlet down.
Oh yeah, I did. That's right.
If I take it off and just slaps you with it.
Yes. But he did actually have closer to the pin at one point. I know
Yeah.
that. So that was actually a pretty crazy.
Last squirrel
crazy
finds a nut
opportunity.
every once in a while.
Dude, it was the most hilarious shot in the world.
He wasn't trying
Just
to
so
do it.
everybody knows, he had on a par 3, close to the pin challenge, he hit a driver. So that tells you a little bit about what happened. And it bounced, rolled, right next to the hole. It was unbelievable. But it was a great shot, though.
We still talk about it to this day.
Obviously.
Yeah.
You know what? Take it.
I know.
Right?
Hey, I don't have many golf stories, but the ones I have,
Yep.
Well, that's
are
what
pretty
keeps people going
not
back to
epic.
golf too, though. It's like you hit that one good shot.
the bug, as you call it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
No,
Push.
100%.
to also,
Yeah.
to also harp on the decoy cigar. He'd keep some, I'd keep some, because we were the two big smokers of the group,
Yeah.
and we had this one guy who wanted one of our decoys, so we gave it to him,
This is a great story.
and then so we ended up, so he was ahead of our group, and then we came back around, and it was and so it was like
He goes, "Hey Josh, man, you got one of them cigars? I'd love to try one out." He's like, "Yeah, sure, man."
And then the hole
So
the
nonchalant.
hole that I gave it to him on, the tee box, it was still sitting there, just lit. That was it. So I was like, "F this." At that point, I had enough beers. At that point, I just picked it up and smoked it. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm just
Josh
might
just
as well-
like straight up walked in and was, "Okay, hey, didn't lose a cigar."
It's not right. If you're going to ask someone for a cigar, at least have the common courtesy to fucking smoke
And
it.
he never
Yes.
mentioned it after that.
Or
The other
smoke
guy.
it until you're in eyesight, and if you don't like it, then you can fucking throw it away. But
Yeah.
don't let me see that you hadn't
Yeah.
smoked it after you begged me for
Again,
it.
I always give the benefit of the doubt. I just, I thought he probably just left there. He forgot it. We put it on the tee box, something like that. But yeah, it's crazy because it was like, well, I guess I'm gonna smoke the cigar
Yeah,
now.
he pretty much just lit the
just
damn
lit
thing.
it, like bread that anything.
Took
to
it, maybe took a puff off of it and set it down and then hit the ball.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
But what saved that shame was him picking up and going, "Fuck it."
Smoked it. I was like, this guy probably has minimal cuties.
Right. So I hope you guys have appreciated this. I know Eric and I, who are very unknowledgeable about golf,
Yeah.
that's what we were here to get, was
Yeah.
information, to understand why this is something, to drink something golf related in a beautiful Cahaba brewery. You are welcome to sponsor us.
Shout out your local breweries.
That's right, local breweries. This conversation has been spectacular. There is another honorable mention, but I won't mention it just because it is the cigar brand that shall not be named. Yes. And but if you ever see me in person, I'll tell you, but I'm not telling you on here. So that's just the facts. I'm just not going
What's that dick tease? Just don't even bring it up at all.
because I definitely want to tease quality and the fact that there is none. I am not afraid.
Well, how cryptic are you getting here, man?
Seriously.
Very cryptid. You guys know it.
Like it's a mention without a mention. So I'm not gonna mention
I really
it.
don't know what you're talking about, but
I'm more.
But I'm glad I was able to give you guys, basically one of my favorite cigars,
Yeah.
and then make you guys this awesome cocktail.
This has been great. Thank you so much for making this, man. That was well above and beyond.
Yeah.
We just pushed it into a glass. Don't make it so special.
What'd you think about it?
Delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Delicious.
like I said, it's an Arnold Palmer. Let's just throw in some vodka in there. You hardly know it's even there,
No, you don't.
Or you can try different spirits too. You don't have to be vodka.
Yeah,
Experiment.
yeah, very much so. I mean, if I was
Is
a
it
bourbon,
called something different with bourbon?
no.
You're probably coming up with your own thing.
Yeah, it's just
It'd
Southern.
be pretty good with tequila.
Southern Arnold Palmer or Southern John Daly.
Ooh.
Tequila would be nice. Gin would be a different experience.
A Mexican
altogether.
Arnold Palmer?
Yeah.
A Mexican Jim
Rum
Daly?
would be interesting.
Jose Daly.
Jose Daly.
Jose Daly. Juan Daly.
So look out for next year's episode. We might actually do that, a Jose Daly. I like that.
I like Juan Daly more.
We'll
Yeah, I
get
do like
Eric
Juan
here
Daly.
to choose the
But
tequila.
it would be Juan.
Yeah, Juan.
It would
Juan
be
Daly. We'll get Mr. Eric here to choose the tequila.
Yeah, man.
It's a bad joke. I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, but
Thank you.
that's our recommendations. You may see an episode in there called something about your palates and whatnot, and that has a lot to do with it. Decoy cigars. We may do an entire episode that is just laying out a few decoy cigars and what that means. Don't take it as a negative connotation, but if you got somebody who's never smoked, I smoke one a year. Hey man, can I try one of yours? Here's a Perdomo Fresco. Hey man, I'll pay it for you. I'm like, you don't have to. No, let me give you $10. Yeah, I'll take $10 for it. Thanks.
Now,
I've done that, and I've been like,
Yeah.
if you want to give me $10, I'll take $10.
For me, it's always a decoy. If we do an episode on it, we'd love to because I've been on the receiving end of that. I've also been the person also giving those out. So it's for me, it's always like I want to give them bang for their buck on flavor, but not give them an acid. I'm not going to give them.
yeah, at the end of the day,
something crazy.
These
bad.
are not going to be shit cigars at the end of the day. They're still going to be quality cigars, just not
Yeah, long
super
filler.
high quality
Yeah.
cigars.
Yeah.
Hand rolled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still going to be
Like-
nice.
I probably would never give out a quorum. I'll be honest with you. Don't get me wrong. Quorum can have its place. They're not absolutely terrible. There is some quality to them. But as far as the decoy cigars I buy, the minimum is Perdomo Fresco.
Yeah.
Because I think they fit the profile just right. And this last particular season of Perdomo Frescos has been excellent. Surprisingly better. They're worth more than what you pay for them right now, in my opinion. But that's my opinion. And yeah, that's about it. Anything else? Anything to add?
I don't think we're good on that one.
Yeah.
Well, before we end,
Okay.
Yeah.
who is your Masters winner for this year's Masters? Because by the time this comes out, it'll probably be the Sunday, or it'll be So we got to see if we can call out the
Are you
winner.
do a winner and a dark horse?
No, just a winner. You got to be
Just
just
a
the
winner.
one and done, man. One and done.
Winner for me is Bryson DeChambeau.
I knew you were gonna go there. I would like to go there too. I mean, I would
That's
love.
not
him to
hopes
do-
and dreams. Now, like, legit, honestly, probably Roy McIlroy.
Really, he has been on a heater recently.
Yeah.
I want to go, but he had a bad round this last weekend.
That's what I was going to say.
I know, that's what I was gonna
Fucking
Yeah.
bobbleheads over here.
Ludwig Alberg was probably was who I
Ludwig
kinda-
is
yeah.
on. Is
He's
playing
been
well.
really great, but he missed the cut last.
I know it's hard to.
Actually,
Matsuyama would be a very good pick too.
all right. So I'm gonna go Ludwig Alberg.
Okay, so yours was,
Just said it. Ludwig Alberg.
and yours was
Bryson DeChambeau.
Bryson DeChambeau. Okay, so we'll mark that down in the
It's not
show
hopes.
notes, and we'll see
Hopes
what that
and
turns
dreams.
out. Mine's Wayne Gretzky, and yours is
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Man, great shot. I mean, those are probably at least
Wayne Gretzky just lost his record too, though. So
Oh wow. Yeah.
Wow. Different show. Different show.
Show.
We'll get in a fight on air.
on for hockey,
Sure.
I don't know hockey that much.
Oh.
I just know they just lost his record of 894 goals.
So, if you guys like what you hear right here, you enjoy this camaraderie, this normal conversations, this is kind of what we provide here at WTF. If you'd like to join in on a regular conversation, head over to the Arc of Fire Discord. You'll find a link to the link tree with everything you need down below. Remember to like, share, subscribe. You'll find us on YouTube, on Rumble, on Apple, on Spotify, and other places that I haven't yet to put. Exactly. Leave a comment again, leave a review. I don't even care if it's negative. The fact that you're leaving one bumps it up. So I'd appreciate that. We'd appreciate that.
Guess Eric's age down in the comments below, and the closest winner will shout out.
Wow.
Because he could either be in his 30s or he could be in
That
his
was
70s.
not
You
planned.
never know.
I didn't have any idea about this. I apologize.
Not 20s.
Definitely not 20s.
No.
Definitely not 20s.
He used to work in a coal mine, so he may be in his 30s.
No one's in their 20s anymore.
Cold my ass. Look at those hands.
That's what she
Those
said.
manicured hands there.
Well, I'm a hand model.
Oh, you're a hand model?
Anyway, we'll see you guys next time. Remember to like, share, subscribe, all the stuff down below. You know what to do. We'll see you on the next exciting adventure of
Whiskey.
Tobacco
Fellowship.